Yes, good morning to you all, my dear friends. How are you? I hope my audio and video is working fine. Yes, good morning once again. I'll be very happy if any one of you can give me a feedback in the chat box below so that I remain verified that my audio and video is working fine. Yeah? Clear? I hope you all are doing good. Once again, okay. Thank you so much, sunk voice. Okay, thank you so much. Anyways, see, in Unacademy platform, before we start the session, some important announcement. From 18 to 24, okay, you can get some discount for this complete test series. You can use my code, that is SUNAP10. Okay, chalo. There is one new program under the Unacademy platform that is regarding standout. See, Iconic GS, that is one course. You will get a experienced coach in order to hand you in your preparation. Yes, Priyanshi, good afternoon, good morning and welcome to the session. You will have a free optional, whether you can buy for 1 year, 2 year or 3 year. It is from 18 to 25th of November, it is available. Okay, so as you know, in Unacademy platform, every Sunday at 11 a.m. okay, you have this UPSC Compact. There you will get a scholarship. This upcoming Sunday, that is tomorrow, the topic will be from history and polity. Kindly attempt, it is a very important session. You will get scholarship. Also, 100 lucky participant will get a Amazon voucher worth 10,000 rupees. Okay, you can use my code in order to enroll. SUNAP10. Chalo. Okay, let us begin the session. See, yesterday we have seen fluvial landforms. Okay, we have started the fluvial landforms yesterday. Under the discussion of these fluvial landforms, we have seen different types of V-shaped valley. Similarly, we have seen different types of waterfall. Okay, I have already informed you any types of landforms because of water or running river, or because of glacier, because of wind erosion, so on and so forth. There are two broad types of landforms. One is the erosional landforms. Erosional landform is landform developed due to erosion. The other one was depositional. The landform formed because of the deposition of the sediments. Okay, so Victor, good afternoon, good morning, welcome to the session. Okay, now we are in the discussion of erosional landforms under fluvial process. Okay, the next erosional landform that comes under fluvial process is the structural bench. Kindly pay attention, very important. Structural benches. Okay, you see here. Kindly follow the pointer. See, one important point is, in the course of discussion, if any of you find anything missing, or if you in your thought process understanding, if you are not clear about something, you can always interrupt me at any time. Okay, I am ready to explain it again and again. Pratiksha, good morning. You see here, whenever a river is flowing like this, okay, in this direction, kindly follow the pointer. Whenever a river is flowing like this, if the underlying rock is having an orientation like this, which means you have hard rock, soft rock, hard rock, soft rock, oriented horizontally like this, horizontal in nature. Okay, hard rock, soft rock, soft rock. We all know erosion will be there from both the hard and soft rock, but hard rock is more resistant to erosion as compared to the soft rock. So the soft rock will be eroded at a faster rate as compared to the hard rock. Thereby, you will find a landform just like a bench, like this. The hard rock is eroded less, the soft rock is eroded more. Therefore, you will find a benches like this, just like a bench, like this on both the side of the river. This is a river which is flowing. Such type of landform formed because of the erosion by the river while flowing over a rock which is having a horizontal orientation of soft and hard rock alternatively is known as structural bench. Keep this in mind. Very, very important. Okay. I hope that is clear. Any doubt? Any one of you? Now, it is very important to know why such type of structural bench occurs. Here it is because of orientation of this rock. Okay, horizontally, soft and hard. You see here, the importance of this, you will come from this. That is the next type of erosional landform because of the running water is river terraces. Okay, river terraces. Clear? Now, you see here, this one. River terraces. Now you see here, the structural bench that we have seen just now and the river terrace, visually just to see, Mayank, see bench in a sense, structural bench, in a sense this is the river valley, okay, a river is running and in the side of the river valley, okay, or on the side bank of the river, this type of a structure will be formed because of the differential erosion. You see here a river is flowing like this, okay, a river is flowing like this. Because of this, when the underlying rock over which a river is flowing is oriented like horizontally like this, one hard rock, one soft rock, one hard rock, one soft rock like this, the harder rock is eroded less as compared to the softer rock. Therefore, the final structure will be this is a cross-sectional view of the river. The river is running like this. On the side of the river or the valley of the river will have such kind of a structure. Since it resembles bench, that is the bench that you sit in the school, okay, in your classroom. Therefore, it is known as structural benches. Now, it is a structure. Why? Because it is because of the structure of the orientation of the rock. I hope that is clear, Mayank. Any doubt? Is it clear, Mayank, now? Kindly give me a feedback so that I will go ahead. Is it clear, Mayank? Bench, that is known as a bench, okay, and this bench is because of the underlying rock structure. That's why it is known as structural bench. Okay, chalo. Now you come here, river terrace. River terrace also visually, just to see the picture, okay, visually means just to see, okay, visually the river terrace is also very similar to the structural bench that we have seen just now. You see here, this is river terrace, this is structural bench. Visually they are all both the same. River terrace also just like bench, only like this, okay, just like bench only. But my question is, why it is called separately? Why this is also not put under the category of structural bench? Why it is called river terrace? The reason is the formation, the process of formation, okay, process of formation, clear? The process of formation is different. That's why the earlier one is known as structural bench, it is known as river terrace, clear? It is because of the river rejuvenation. How and why? You kindly follow the pointer, very important. You see here, you see here, a river is running like this, okay, and say for example this is my sea level, okay, clear? This is my sea level, a river is running like this, okay. Now it is like this. Now say for example, if there is a river rejuvenation, yesterday in our discussion of this Nick point, we have already seen what is river rejuvenation. River rejuvenation is when a river gets more energy to erode its valley. That is known as river rejuvenation. Okay, now say for example in this example, if there is a, so this particular, if I give you a side view of this or cross-sectional view of this, cross-section, see, top view is if you look from top, cross-sectional is if you cut this and see the side of it, that is known as cross-sectional view. Now this one, I will give you a cross-sectional view of this. It will look like this. You see here, it is a river which is flowing, this river which is flowing, this is the cross-sectional view. Clear? Kindly follow with me. Okay, now if there is a river rejuvenation, means if this particular coastal landform is uplifted, okay, if it is uplifted because of the tectonic force or n number other n reasons, okay, but if this particular coastal landform is uplifted, what will happen? The sea level will come down. I will mark X here, okay, this is the present sea level. Now if this coastal landform is uplifted, what will happen? The X is here, okay, this location is here, but since this landform is uplifted, this sea level will come down here. Clear? Now when the sea level has come down, this particular river, now instead of finding sea level here, is finding sea level in this location. Therefore this river will start to cut more, will have a waterfall also, will cut more. Now if I give you a cross-sectional view, I cut this and give you a cross-sectional view, it will look like this. You see here, this is the cross-sectional view of this one. Now the new cross-sectional view will be like this. This is the earlier, the first cross-sectional view. Now since it is uplifted, river will cut more, and the river will cut more of its valley, means valley deepening will happen. Where it will happen? From the existing river valley, means here it will deepen again like this. Clear? Therefore the cross-sectional view will be the older one. This valley corresponds to this situation. This new valley which will develop here will correspond to this. Now say for example, if I again uplift this particular landmass, what will happen? Again if I uplift, what will happen? The sea level will again go down, and the vigorosity or the force of this river to cut the valley will be much more. So what will result? I will give you again the cross-sectional view. The cross-sectional view will be, this will be the older one, this older one side, the river valley, and this will be the second one here, and again one particular river valley will be cut here. So this will be the newer one, corresponding to this particular side view, and thereby on the other side also just a symmetry will happen. You see here, in such a situation, when a river is rejuvenated because of the fall in the sea level, and the fall in the sea level can be because of upliftment of the coastal region, such a valley will be developed. The river is running like this. Such kind of river valley is known as river terrace. Now you come and see here, you see here, this T1 corresponds to the oldest valley, this T2 corresponds to the next, this T3 corresponds to the next, and presently it is having a valley D4 like this, and a river is flowing like this. So if you see the side profile of this, it just looks like a terrace. Okay, that's why it is known as river terrace. Clear? Oh, Dhyanashwari, thank you so much. Clear? Any doubt? Any doubt regarding the point that we have discussed, river terrace? Now, if in the exam there is a question regarding differentiate between structural benches and river terrace, I hope it is now very easy for you to differentiate. Clear? See, looks same, okay, looks same. This is structural bench, okay. This is what? This is river terrace. Clear? Clear? I hope that is clear. Chalo. Let us quickly go ahead. Okay. River meandering. Again, this is also another type of, okay, river meandering. This is also another type of erosional landform because of the erosional landform, because of the fluvial landforms, means landform developed because of the running water. Okay. Now you see here, whenever a river runs down, okay, whenever a river runs down from the hilly region and the bounces in whenever a river comes from the mountain, comes out from the mountain and the bounces in the plain region, in previous session we have already known that the river has river capacity and river competence. Now, whenever a river comes out of the mountain, during its course of flow in the mountain, it has got high capacity and competence. Therefore, a river is very swift, and also the river carry a lot of sediments. But the moment it bounces in the valley, what will happen? The capacity as well as the competence will go down. Therefore, instead of erosion or instead of carrying a lot of sediments, the river will start to deposit. In the process of deposition, and also since the channel gradient is very low, what will happen? The river will start to sluggish. During the sluggishness of the river, what will happen? Instead of the river flowing swiftly, it will start to go curve-wise like this. And this is nothing but the river meandering. Whenever a river debounces in the lowland and started to sluggishly move ahead like this, it is known as river meandering. One of the very important aspect of a river meandering is the side view of this. You see here, this is a river meandering. Now, whenever a river flows like this, a river is flowing like this on the left hand side. On the left hand side of a river, this is the left hand side, this is the right hand side. Now, two important dynamic happens in this. Now, in this region, when a river is flowing like this, on the left hand side, the velocity of the river on this part will be much higher. Whereas the velocity on the right hand side, that is the inside this side, it will be slower. Therefore, since the velocity is higher on the other side, there will be an erosion that will take place. And because of the erosion on this side, it will be a cliff-like structure that you will see. On the other hand, on the inside, on the right side of the river, since the velocity is slower, what will happen? Deposition will take place. A river, when it slows down, reduces the competence and the capacity, started to deposit the sediments. Therefore, on this inside side, there will be a deposition that will take place. This particular region on the inside or on the right hand side of the river is known as slip-off region or convex region. On the other side, that is the left hand side of the river, that is the outside side of the meandering, it is known as cliff slope or concave region. I hope that is clear. Yes, I will tell you. Okay, see, whenever a river is flowing like this, Mayank, I will tell you, don't worry. Whenever a river is running like this, more velocity is there on the outside by the nature of its curvature, like this. Okay, so when it comes to this location also, the velocity on this side will be much more because of the curvature of the river. Clear? Now, if you see the side view of this, if I cut this, this looks like this. You see here, this is the slip-off region, that is the convex region. Here, this part represents this one. Sedimentation will happen. Because of sedimentation, the slope is very gentle like this. But on the other side, this side, since it is erosion is happening in this region, this side will be a little bit cliff-like structure like this. So deposition is happening here, erosion is happening from this region. If I draw an axis like this, these two sides will be asymmetry. In real life, this kind of meander you will find like this. Now the meandering will happen in such a way, this side will try to erode more and it will go like this. On the other side, this convex side will also keep on depositing. Therefore, the initial meandering of this nature will turn into like this. And again, in the further stages, it will become like this. Okay, meandering will keep on like this. A time will come when such a region is completely cut off from the meandering itself. Such kind of lake or the water body which is developed is known as, any one of you? Very simple. Any one of you? It is known as Oxbow Lake. Okay, Oxbow Lake. Okay. So in the past, this particular Oxbow Lake was also a part of a meandering, but because of development of more and more meandering that is taking place, finally this particular section has been completely cut off and the remaining portion of the river now is flowing in this direction. Such kind of cut off region of the meandering is known as Oxbow Lake. Okay, Oxbow Lake. ठीक है? Yes, it is. That's why it is known as Oxbow Lake. Okay, Oxbow Lake. You see here in this particular diagram, who knows this section? See, air erosion will happen, deposition will keep on happening here. Kindly follow the pointer. Similarly, in this region, erosion will be happening here, deposition on this side. A time will come when this particular part will be completely cut off from the main river which is flowing, and the river will flow like this, cut off this one, and this part will go on to become Oxbow Lake. Okay? Clear? This is very important. Okay, meandering. Now, what is this incise and enclosed meandering? Now, I have given you an example of river rejuvenation. Now, similarly, when a river is flowing in a meander, in a form of a meander, and if there is a river rejuvenation of the river which is flowing over this meander, then what will happen? More cutting will take place, means valley deepening will take place. Such a valley deepening of the meander is known as incise or enclosed meander. You kindly follow the pointer. You see here the actual or the original meander was only this part. You see here only this part. But when this river rejuvenation happened, and river rejuvenation I have just explained to you, river rejuvenation is nothing but the river gets more energy to cut its own valley below, downside. Okay, and that happens because of the change in the sea level or upliftment of the landforms. Therefore, whenever a river which is flowing in the meander here, meandering, the original meander is this one. Okay, this part only. But whenever a river has been rejuvenated, what will happen? This particular river will cut its own course, means will deepen the valley. Such kind of meander, see, the original meander is only up to this part, but another meandering is generated in the existing one, which means meander within a meander. Are you following? Meander within a meander is known as incise or enclosed meander. Clear? Any doubt? Any one of you? If you have any doubt, Yabang, if you have any doubt, kindly go ahead. If you are finding any difficulty of following, kindly go ahead. Yes? Any doubt, any one of you? Yes? Is it clear regarding this incise and enclosed meander? Clear? Mayank, is it okay? Yes? Okay, now this incise or enclosed meander, okay, incise or enclosed meander can be of two types depending on the rate of river rejuvenation which is taking place. You see here, if in this meander, let me tell you, if in this meandering, if the river rejuvenation is happening, okay, the side profile of the meander we have just seen, that is the concave, the convex side and the convex side, the concave side and the convex side. Sedimentation, deposition is happening on this, erosion is happening on this. This is the basic side view of the meander. Now, here also it is happening like this in the original form. Okay, deposition on this side, erosion on this side. This is an incise or enclosed meander. Okay, good. Yes, deepening of the valley. Yes, Mayank, that is right. Deepening of the valley. River will deepen its valley. That is known as river rejuvenation. The river will get more energy of cutting its valley deep. Deepening of the valley. Clear? Now, you see here. So, depending on the rate of rejuvenation, yes, depending on the rate of rejuvenation, in size or enclosed meander can be of two types. See, if in this scenario, let me tell you, we already know the basic structure of a meander, that is like this. Now, if the cutting or the river, see, and here the river is flowing like this. Now, if the rate of river rejuvenation is very rapid, what will happen? The river will also very rapidly cut its own course, means the valley deepening will happen, and the rate of valley deepening will be very fast. Why? Because if the upliftment is very fast, the river is having a swift flow. Okay, if the upliftment is very rapid, what will happen? The river will also rapidly tries to cut or will try to deepen its valley. Clear? Now, when it does, say for example, a river is running like this, a river will rapidly cut, therefore it will not follow the profile that was developed here. So how it will be? The new meandering will be, it will cut the valley swiftly. So if I draw a axis here, reference point here, on this both side it will be a symmetry. But we know in meandering actually it should be like this. On one side sedimentation, other side erosion. But since the valley deepening is happening very rapidly, there will be a symmetry on both the side. It will look like this. You see here, if I draw a axis here, this side is symmetry with this. Such kind of meandering is known as entrenched meander. Okay, entrenched meander. Now say for example, if the river rejuvenation or upliftment of the surrounding landform or the coastal landforms, or you can say the river rejuvenation is very slow, then what will happen? The original meander is having this profile. On this side, the convex side sedimentation, the concave side there is a erosion, so it is not symmetry. So the river which is rejuvenated will also try to follow this because the upliftment is very gradual. So whenever a incised meander is developed, it will also develop in that particular profile only. So if I draw a reference line here, this and this part will be asymmetry. It won't be symmetry like this, but there will be asymmetry. Such type of meander is known as ingrown meander. You see here, if I draw a reference line like this, it is following the original profile of the meander. Okay, here you have a depositional, here you have a erosion. And this entrenched and ingrown meander is a subtype of incised or enclosed. Any kind of meandering that happens because of river rejuvenation, that is meander within the meander, in general they are known as either incised or enclosed. Okay, kindly you will be kindly follow this so that you don't get confused. Okay, meander within a meander is known as incised or enclosed meander. Now within this incised and enclosed, it can be of two types. One, if it is the new meandering, the valley deepening is symmetry because of rapid upliftment, that is known as entrenched meander. When the river rejuvenation is very slow and the resultant meander is following the original profile of the meander, like sedimentation here, deposition on the other side, therefore a very gradual slope on one side, very steep slope on the other side, it is known as ingrown meander. Is it clear? I hope that is clear. Now, another type of landform is known as misfit meander. You see here, we have already seen what is river capture. Okay, river capture or river piracy. Okay, river piracy. Now, what is this river piracy, river capture? Say for example, this is my water divide. Okay, and one river is flowing here, one river is flowing here. Now, say for example, this river because of the backward erosion erode to such an extent, if this particular, say for example, one river is like flowing like this, feeding this river, if it cuts backward erosion and captures this particular water and allow to flow in this direction and not in this direction, this river will be devoid of water, means water will be less here. So earlier water was flowing at a very high volume level, but now after the capturing of this stream by this particular river, the volume of the water here will be reduced. Now that is the scenario here. Earlier in this river or in this meander, a larger river was flowing, but when the supply or the volume of the water in this river becomes less, the river becomes very small, and this smaller river also does some kind of meandering here. That is what, within the larger meandering, the smaller stream river is meandering, and it looks like a misfit to the original meandering landform. That's why such kind of meandering is known as misfit meandering. Clear? Yes, deposition and erosion occurs simultaneously. Okay, is it clear, Mayank? Deposition and erosion in the meandering happens simultaneously. Deposition happens in the convex side. Okay, erosion happens on the concave side. So deposition and meandering happens simultaneously. Is it still buffering? Mayank, is it still buffering or is it okay now? I am on the page of this misfit meander. Are you all in this particular slide? Anyone kindly give me a feedback so that I will go ahead. Presently, right now, I am in this misfit meander page. Are you all in the same page or still there is a buffering issue? Okay. Simple things. In which page you are? Unique. Okay. 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 Chalo. Okay then. We'll go ahead. Okay. Now, so that completes our fluvial erosional landform. Okay, erosional landform we have completed. Now let us quickly go ahead with the second type of fluvial landform, that is the depositional landforms. Okay, depositional landforms. Now you see here, say for example this is mountain ranges. A river which is flowing in the mountain ranges because of the channel gradient is flowing with a very high velocity, and the river is having high impedance capacity. Now, the moment it comes out from the mountain and reaches the plain area, what will happen? The river will lose its capacity and impedance, therefore deposition will start. So the first type of depositional in the fluvial process is the alluvial cone and alluvial fan. Therefore, when a river comes out of the mountain and debounces in the plain area, such kind of a landform will develop. That is alluvial fan and alluvial cone. Now you see here, the basic difference between alluvial fan and alluvial cone is, you see here, this is alluvial fan, this is alluvial cone. Now you see, when a river is carrying a heavier sediment, since it requires more energy to move the heavier sediments for a longer distance, what will happen is, just soon after it comes out of the mountain, it will start to deposit very close to the mountain itself. Okay, if a river is carrying a larger sediment, larger size of the sediment, then the deposition will happen very rapidly near to the mountain itself. And such kind of deposition is known as alluvial cone. And in this alluvial cone, the angle of the cone will be very steep. Clear? And the sediments will be of much larger in size as compared to alluvial fan. Since in this alluvial fan, the river is carrying a finer sediments, the finer sediments can be able to go for a longer distance. So when it goes for a longer distance, the angle of the fan will be much less as compared to alluvial cone. Other point is, the sediments which is here will be very finer. Therefore, that is the basic difference between alluvial cone and alluvial fan. Okay, alluvial cone is very steep slope. Okay, less water in here. Why? Because the sediment size is much larger, so it will looks like that the water disappears. Okay, more debris will be here. On the other hand, in alluvial fen, it will be of very gentler slope because the sediments can go for a very longer distance. Less debris will be there and more water will be here in this alluvial fen. Clear? I hope that is clear. Let us quickly go to the next, that is compound alluvial fen. Now you see, one, this is a mountain range, river is coming out continuously forming alluvial fen. So one alluvial fen combines with the other alluvial fen forming one entire chain of alluvial fen is known as compound alluvial fen. It is also known by other name, that is Piedmont alluvial plain. Clear? Terms is very important. Natural levees. This is also one type of depositional fluvial landforms. You see here. Yesterday we have seen river regime. River regime. River regime is nothing but in a 1 year cycle, that is 12 months period, in 1 year, the maximum amount of water in the river and the minimum amount of water in the river. That is known as the river regime. We have seen simple river regime, double river regime, complex river regime we have seen. Which means if you consider the river of India, in India we have a monsoon type of a climate. Important characteristics of monsoon type of climate is it rains in the summer, dry in the winter. So say for example this is the dry season. Now if summer comes, then the volume of this particular river will increase. A river is flowing like this, okay? Now the volume has increased. Now when the volume has increased, the water will go out from the river channel itself. Okay, now when it goes out, a river is flowing like this with some velocity, so able to carry the sediments along with it. But the moment it spills to the side, since the velocity is also reduced, the river that is spilling on the outside will start to deposit as sediments like this. Okay, clear? Sure, Rohitman Sharma. I will try my best. Okay, हम पूरा कोशिश रहेगा, ठीक है? From the next class I will do so. Okay, Rohitman Sharma. Clear? So now when a river is running like this, it will spill in the floodplains. During its spillage, going out from the river, see, this is how the river will flow. These are the floodplains. During its process of spilling outside, deposition will take place like this. So year after year, year after year, a deposition of such a nature will develop. Such kind of deposits on the side of the river by natural process is known as natural levees. What is an artificial levee? The construction of embankment. What is embankment? E-M-B-A-N-K, embankment. What is embankment? On the side of the river, in order to avoid the floods, you construct a structure. Okay, that is known as embankment. So this natural levee is also acting like an embankment only, but these are known as natural levees. Clear? Now you see here, it will look like this. See, and this is a very classic example that you will find in India. Okay, you see here, while depositing the sediments here, the river, depending on the amount of sediments that the river is carrying, the river will also deposit on its riverbed. Thereby you see here, this river depth is here, but the actual floodplain is here. Thereby, because of more sedimentation, the carrying capacity of the river will also decrease. When it decreases, there is high chances, if there is a slight increase in the rainfall, a flooding will result. And this is a classic example that you will find in India. Clear? So this area during the summer season, where a river spills out of the river its own course and goes to the surrounding region and flooding the surrounding region, they are known as floodplains. Okay, floodplains. Clear? These are known as floodplains. Another type of depositional landform is at the end of the journey of a river. When a river ends its journey, and ultimately a river will end its journey in the sea or ocean. Okay, now when it touches or when it reaches the sea and ocean, the river that is carrying sediments will deposit. And deposition of such a sediments at the end of its journey is known as delta. Okay, they are known as delta. Why? Because it looks like a triangular shape at the mouth of the river while depositing either in the lake or sea. Clear? Now, depending on the characteristics of the water body, depending on the velocity of the river, depending on the nature of the sediments that the river is carrying, different types of deltas are formed. That is one. Number two, formation of this delta has certain specific conditions that it needs to be fulfilled. Otherwise, deltaic formation will not be there, which we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, we'll end the session here for today. We will continue tomorrow regarding the conditions that are required in order to form a delta, and the other point will be different types of delta that will be formed. Okay, I have an answer writing session in Unacademy platform. Okay, you can kindly come and join me there. Every day I conduct from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Okay, it is completely free. You just have to enter into the Unacademy app and you can join me there. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for your patience and cooperations. We will meet again tomorrow at the same time. Okay, chalo, bye bye.